How's it going, everybody? How's it going? Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Change the Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Been a while. We've been knocking out Mr. Short Dollar, but we're back on Changing Lives, and I got a great show tonight. Tonight, we're going to be discussing, do mentors really matter? And the reason I've had a couple of personal things that have sparked my interest in talking about mentorship and teaching. Everybody knows that I'm a proud member of 100 Black Men. I've been a youth football coach for 21 straight years. So I do a lot of interacting with kids in the community and also younger people. And also been a mentor to a lot of young entrepreneurs, people that are getting ready to start in business or going into the corporate world. And also being on the other side of it, getting mentored myself by some awesome people that I wanted to kind of discuss tonight. But again, tonight's show we'll be discussing, do mentors matter? And again, this is Change the Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. You know, on Change the Lives, we talk about motivation, personal development, professional development, parenting, family, all that great information. To stay abreast of all over 300 videos we have on different topics on the YouTube channel, just subscribe to it. Again, that's Change the Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Well, you put my name in, Deonte Burden or something like that, you'll see the little blue logo, blue man logo come up. Hit that, subscribe to the channel. A lot of great information on the channel. Right now, we're streaming live on YouTube, which is the main platform. We have over 300 videos on there of Instagram and Facebook right now. And what am I feeling? LinkedIn as well. So again, all those different platforms, whatever platform that you're seeing us on right now, welcome to the show. I think we have a pretty good show planned for tonight. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. And again, tonight's show we're discussing do mentors matter? And before we get into that, I want to kind of rehash the previous week. Real quick, guys, you know we're still out in the pandemic, so make sure you're being safe, doing all the stuff that you learned in pre-K. Wash your hands, cover your mouth when you sneeze, and, just keep a safe distance between everybody. Also, want to remind everybody, you guys know my other YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar, where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. We're doing pretty well on that channel with maybe 17,500 subscribers and stuff, but make sure you go check it out, Mr. Short Dollar. Subscribe to that channel as well. I need everybody in the description section of the video where we're looking on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. The email list. Make sure you hit the email list. I keep you guys updated all the great information we have coming down the pipe. And drum roll, please, guys. Lab just hit me back. Probably back in the studio next week. I'm not for sure, but it'll definitely be this month. But it might be back in next Thursday in the studio. Just keep, I'll send a post. I'll let everybody know for sure. But I'll be back in the Misfits studio probably next week, definitely the week after that and everything. But I just want to let everybody know. I kind of alluded to it last week on Mr. Short Dollar. But I do want everybody to know that I will be back in the house with my Misfits Radio, Misfits TV family back in the lab either next week or definitely the week after if we don't do it then. But, again, I'm super excited, taught the lab and everything. Ready to get everything rocking and rolling so we can get that started. Again, this is Change the Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. We've got a great show planned tonight. Again, we're talking about do mentors matter. Here's the deal. I'm going to tell you what got everything started. Shout out to Crown Royal, too. What got everything started was I'm the father of 4 sons. I deal with young men all the time, right? I deal with young ladies also. And I had a game. I have no issue with handling kids or dealing with kids. But I had a situation this past weekend. A kid got hurt in the game. And, the referees called me out there. Like I said, I've been doing this 20 years, so I know the refs and everybody go out there and check on the kid. And the kid is probably a little bit, he is the most respectful, kid, and surprisingly, he has a dad out there all the time. But that's kind of, we're going to get into that a little bit later in the show. But I went out there and said, son, you okay? He looked at me and said, bro, can't you see something wrong with me? And, it took everything in me to keep from saying MF out there on the field to a kid and stuff where I really felt. And anybody knows me, I damn felt that way. But, just how comfortable can any child be to talk to a grown man that way? Like I said, father, 4 sons, I ain't there for the city paint a picture like my kids are the perfect young men, but at the end of the day, I know they're too terrified from the oldest to the youngest. And I have my oldest 27. I have a 19-year-old, 16-year-old, and 11-year-old. And I would probably bet house money that now one of them will even fix their mouth talk to an adult like that, much less definitely a man to do it. And I kind of look back at it, kids are a lot different from when I was raising my 27-year-old when he was 11 to what's going on now. Different factors we can go into it. Maybe younger parents, maybe crack babies raising their babies. I don't want to necessarily say less fathers around because, like I said, this damn little boy had a daddy out there. But I don't know. I don't know if it's just how society, people don't necessarily, embrace traditional ways of handling authority and things like that. In the information age where you see all the videos where people are handling things with police officers and other government organizations. Everybody has cameras and stuff. I'm not saying that it's something wrong with being a watchdog or watching people, but sometimes people forget authority is authority, right? And I'm never condoning letting somebody mistreat you. Excuse me, but if you can't follow directions and you can't respect order, you're always gonna have chaos. You have to have order in the world. You're not living in a damn cave. And I think sometimes people, because they don't like rules, they feel like they don't have to follow rules. But at the end of the day, the rules are just that, the rules. And I want to have a discussion today because I kind of pride myself on being a person that mentors a lot of people and have also been mentored by a lot of great people as well. And I just wanted to just have that open discussion with everybody. So, if you're tuning in, make sure you leave your comments and everything. I want to have an open discussion tonight in regard to this. Again, we're talking about, do mentors really matter? And this is Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, we're streaming live right now on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. But again, that whole issue of just of mentorship. First, I want to ask everybody: why do we need mentors? Why do we need mentors? And I kind of look at when I ask myself, and everyone feel free to chime in. When I look at myself when I start talking about mentorship, I always look at you need people to help you. You don't do you. I don't need is a great word with this, but mentors, in essence, are people that can give advice, give guidance to people of their education, knowledge, or experiences they've had. I personally believe good mentors or just mentors, period, are invaluable, especially when you take advantage of it. Unfortunately, everybody doesn't. And again, when we start saying, a mentor is important, you go back to who? And you can say anybody will need it, but that was the kind of question we want to have a discussion tonight because does everybody necessarily need a mentor? We had a information age, people know every damn thing. And I can sit here and say a lot of people close to me know that my experience just in entrepreneurship, finance industry, all those things like that. Am I the first person they call? And take the whole factor in, they may not necessarily want to share their personal information. I get that part. But just don't want to reach out because I may say something that they don't like. I may give them a path that they don't necessarily agree with. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. I can assure you that the vast majority of people that I know personally don't necessarily reach out to me, to say, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? That can be either from business, parenting, career. But I can honestly, I don't, especially with, the experience that I have, I don't get reached out to first. Doesn't bother me at all, but I am aware of it. Um, with that said, I don't think that's nothing uncommon either. I think a lot of times people try to drift and listen and try to get guidance, experience, and advice from people that's going to give them something that they want to hear, right? We listen to, we go on social media, we listen to people that we kind of like. We get a good feeling from them. They seem pretty cool. They seem pretty knowledgeable. But are they actually giving us the information that we need to receive? Wanting and needing two whole different things. And a lot of times, um, people linger to guide to go in that pathway of what they like hearing, as opposed to the best thing to hear. And unfortunately, when you go to what you like as opposed to what you need, it doesn't necessarily put you on a positive path. That being personal growth, professional growth, parenting growth, things like that. And you got to be, honest with yourself about that. And I don't know if most people do that. Guys, if you are tuning in, make sure leave in, come on in the chats and let me know, what your feelings about it. But I always just wonder, like, are people even ready for that? Because here's the deal: when you come in and you look for a person to actually give you some kind of mentorship. The mentorship can be a one-on-one conversation. It can be a distant relationship. It can be you just tuning in to change your lives, or going to Mr. Short Dollar to get some kind of guidance to get experience. And I think people sometimes don't like what people say or the delivery, and they feel some type of way, even though the information they give them is factual information. I look at a lot of times the brother Kevin Samuels. A lot of people have a lot of problems with his delivery, but I guess the thing that always just gets me is that, hey, the people they're calling him for advice. He's not calling anybody, so you can't get mad with me personally. Well, you can not like anything, but at the end of the day, if people are calling in and try to get advice from some damn body, who you get upset with? The person that's saying the stuff, or the actual people that's reaching out to this particular person? And I think when you want to get any kind of mentorship, any kind of guidance, you gotta be prepared for what come out of it. Because we can sit here and just say, "Hey, I want to go, hear from this my favorite speaker." They say a lot of stuff. I heard about them. Friend referred them. I seen a couple of their videos on YouTube, and then you sit in front of them, and they say all kind of shit that you like. What in the hell? And again, they're looking at exactly what your situation is. You're telling them you're looking to get guidance, you're looking to get some coaching, but you didn't hear what you really wanted to hear. You just heard something totally different. And you got to sit there and say to yourself, what do I want to end up with that? A good point with that is I thought about when what was it, like about 4 or 5 years ago, I went to a mastermind group up in Tempe, Arizona, and the guy Chauncey Hutter. I had read his book $1 Million Tax Business almost 10 years ago. Turned my whole business around, just the nuggets I got. But he does, like, I think it was $2,000 I paid for a 2-day session up in Arizona. And the guy, I think they based in Virginia, but they go different pockets of the country where they have the mastermind group meetings. So I kind of watched from the sidelines for a couple of years just to see, okay, do I want to spend my damn $2,000 to get this information? And went on to pay the money, went to Arizona. And the thing, it was pretty cool because everybody sat like it was like a round table, and everybody was getting in the hot seat. And you'll pretty much just let them know what how your tax business goes, your operations, your marketing, things like that, management style, giving out everything. He's writing it down. Then he started getting tips on how to go next level, right? The information I got there was outstanding. I mean, my whole business went, like, we were already doing good. We went 360 with the information I got. But the funny part about it is, I sat my ass on the hot seat. I'm just talking and giving everything about it. Yeah. He wrote everything down. That dude took the paper, balled the shit up, and threw it at me. And I'm like, hold on now. And he started telling me, hey, man, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Stuff I wasn't really feeling, right? And I was at one point like, well, we do it because of this, we do it because of that. But it had to click. Poochie, you just gave that man $2,000. You might want to shut the hell up and listen to what he had to say. I had to just say that to myself, right? And once 5-10 seconds into the conversation, I decided, let me shut the hell up and listen. Then I start receiving information that I really wasn't comfortable hearing it anyway, because again, it was totally different for what I was doing, especially where I was paying people, where I was marketing my business, where I was operating some things. But like I said again, the common sense of me, you just paid this damn man, you might want to shut the hell up. So when I did shut the hell up and I started listening to him, taking the information, looking what he had, get back home, implement some of them ideas and strategy, shit, my whole damn business went next level. But again, that's why I said, when we start talking about mentorship and learning and getting coaching and things like that, we got to be prepared to receive the information and understand that the information that you receive, the coaching that you receive, the guidance that you receive may not come the way you want it to come. And I think that's what I think a lot of times people have to get out of their feelings with, because they be so stuck on this the way I want it, right? And that just shit. You can't ask for help and expect help to come the way you want it to come. That just it's not like that. Especially people are going to be honest with you. They're going to be honest with you in their way, not honest with you in the way that you want to be. And I think a lot of times people don't want to get past the sensitivity part of getting that harshness of honesty, getting that, I would say, cruelty or brutality of honesty. Because, like I said, people ain't trying to hurt your feelings, they're going to be straight up with you. One of the biggest things I learned when I was in the military is that when you're in the Army have this code of everybody going to be honest. They're going to be honest with you. And they'll quickly will tell you, hey, man, that's effed up. What do you think, man? Oh, it's F the F up, and the great part about that was like 5 seconds later, man, let's hurry up and get it fixed so we can, go have a drink or go hang out or whatever. You appreciate people being honest with you and not letting you fail, knowing that you're wrong. That's the key now, because a lot of times people see you right there, knowing you're doing wrong, and don't say a damn thing to you and let you fall down, let you have failures, and just it's whatever. Laugh about you, talk about you. They knew you were wrong. I mean, you might have a damn fool or two. I had one told me, hey man, I knew you were doing it wrong. I just didn't say that. He got caught a couple MF by me. But there are people out there that will let you do that. And you got to be kind of wary of that. And appreciate people that's actually going to be able to straighten you out and talk to you, it's coming from a love perspective. It may not even be love, it might just be how they get down. They just be straight up with you. And be okay with receiving that information. A lot of that come with maturity. A lot of that come with experience as well. So you have to make sure when we start talking about do mentors matter, when we start looking for information, for that guidance and stuff like that, be kind of mentally prepared for what's gonna come out. Okay. Again, this is a Change Your Life host by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Tonight's show we're talking about do mentors really matter. One thing about it, I was just wondering myself. We started talking about people really ready for them. Again, that brutal honesty and guidance and stuff. I think one of the key things is just pause before you receive information. I think a lot of times you hear people that say, "Well, look, I'm going to go talk to such and such. I got to let them know how I feel. I got to go talk to my coach. I got to go talk to the supervisor and let them know." And you go have this conversation with this person, and speak your truth. Not the truth, your truth. Well, how you see everything. I'm a hard worker, da 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 da. But the light haven't clicked on that person sitting there listening to you ain't arguing with you. You say like, no, I don't think you. No, I don't agree with you. I think your work is BS. I think you substandard what you're putting out there. Now you don't get this whole spiel about how you feel and what you think or whatever. But this person's going through a line. Nope, you didn't do this, that, and that. And depending on how your thought process goes, you can receive it, process it. That don't mean you have to agree with it. But a lot of times people get in their feelings because a person doesn't agree with what they feel deeply about, and they do things that are totally not logical. Because again, you cannot have. I'm a big proponent in telling people, make sure you have discussions and things as much as possible with a clear conscience. Because when we respond emotionally, most of the time an emotional response is gonna have negative results or negative consequences, because you're super sad, super angry, super vocal, and things. Your energy is just giving off stuff where it's actually throwing off how you process certain things. So you got to be very, very, very careful about that, removing the emotion out of everything. Want to say what's up to everybody? What's going on, Andrew? Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Again, tonight we're talking about do mentors matter. I want, a lot of times I'm wondering, like sometimes how today, even when I was thinking about a kid out there on the field, not even but just from the game side, our children even actually raised to listen to other people, because I kind of felt like the situation was, to be honest with you, that kid was got this damn flying here. I'm sorry. I felt like the stuff that that kid was saying and the things that that kid was doing was a byproduct of stuff he's heard. Because, like I said, in one of my four sons, they know better. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to agree with anything that an adult says, but they know to come holler at me, and then I'll go take care of that. But I always, as a youngster, was always scared of damn grown man. Just like, hey, man, let me go get my granddad or something. But just to be doing that I felt like that was just unless it's some kind of chemical imbalance. That's some stuff the kid probably done heard adults say, um, or comment about another adult for them to handle that way. And I just wonder that a lot of times, our children they actually taught to respect, authority, respect elders and things like that. Now, when we go to that elder reference, remember you guys know I'm a big proponent of respecting elders, but it's a difference when you're dealing with elders. I've dealt with a couple elders. My ex-father-in-law, he's a big butthole older, but hell, so I can understand dealing with some damn folks that because they're older than you think that you should listen to them. Like I said, I dealt with that with my ex-father-in-law, man. He know a damn thing, but always trying to push his point of view on people and stuff like that. I'm glad I don't have to deal with his crazy ass no more. But those are one of them things, guys, that I understand that. I understand that. But you have to also understand that if a child can't be coachable, that child probably won't be employable. That child can't be coachable. That child won't necessarily be employable. Because the thing of it is that if you just can't follow directions, follow order, follow guidelines, you're gonna have a hard time dealing in society. You can throw that whole idea, well, we're gonna try to be. They don't have to be employable. They want to run their own business. I don't give a damn. If you work with somebody or you got your own business, you still have to follow order. You have to follow structure. You just have to. You have to know how to follow rules. And if you cannot follow rules, you cannot follow order. They got something called damn jail and prison. And a lot of them guys, they go in there. Let's just keep it real. That's the first damn time they actually follow damn rules. Get you up, tell you when to pee, tell you when to go, use breath, whatever, take a bath, stand in line, be quiet while you eating, go sit out there and play. That's the first time a lot of them guys actually follow damn rules when they go to damn jail. Sad to say, but that's the honest to God truth. And so, again, if you have people that are trying to implement structure, order, rules, things like that into your life, why not receive? Right? One of the things with the 100 guys, I'm a board member, proud member, 100 black men. Our motto is what they see is what they'll be. So we try to kind of pride ourselves on being, brothers that sharp, articulate, good looking, clean, this, that, and that. You want to you do that to give the kids a perception that, hey man, them brothers show up, they smart, they intelligent, they successful. I can do it because they see it. You hope that transition into okay, they have the things in place to say I can do it myself. So we're a big proponent on that, and one of our main stewards is mentorship. Get a lot of different kids, some very receptive, some rough on the edges and stuff for doing that. But it still comes down where I would tell with any kid, no matter how they are, you still gotta just want to be able to follow information. If you cannot follow it, you're gonna have issues. You're gonna have issues. And I don't know. I can't necessarily put a finger um, on what causes anybody to not. We say a person hard headed, they ain't been taught no better. This, parents. I don't know. I do think inherently everybody from once you become as a child, right and wrong. Now, if you just brought up in chaos and that's what I do think that's possible. But I do think if you have some kind of pauses and breaks in your life, just say you go to school, you do other things, you're around other people outside of your immediate circle, you have some kind of scope to see what's right and wrong and learn that. But if you just, I guess, living in a damn cave, or just never get out, it's possible. It's possible. But I do think the average person sees enough in the world and society to understand inherently what's right and what's wrong. And if you choose not to listen to it or not, that's on you. But I do think most people have the opportunity to understand what's right and what's wrong. Um, One of the things I always kind of just look at in terms of just with mentorship. We talked about this a little bit earlier in regards to people gravitating to deal with people that's probably gonna tell them what they want to hear. And a couple things I want, just to ask the question to everybody: how the hell can somebody teach you something that they never done before? Tell you how to start your own business, tell you how to, lead your job, tell you how to get a job, whatever. And that's one of the things, and that comes from a lot of times, you have it uh people in your circle that you kind of look up to, but again, they they're at no shortage of giving you opinions about certain things. They might have a little difficulty getting you the actual blueprint on how to do it, but they give you all these ways you can do this, you can do that. Don't start this business or do that business and stuff. And they never did none of that damn shit. But they're giving it to you in the delivery and a way that you feel comfortable with, that you feel like you can try it. And I always say to people, like, look, man, I can listen to anybody, but I put a whole lot more weight on the experiences that a person had. Cause it's just like if you ain't never been an entrepreneur, been in business, I had some, I can't really listen to you. Now, I can put more weight into if you had some major failures or major successes. I can do that. But again, anybody title something they want to say, but how much weight am I gonna put into it? Can I put as much weight in what a person that never had children before telling me about how to raise kids? Can I do that? Right? There are things you go through as a parent that a person that hasn't, they just haven't went through, right? And certain feelings and stuff like that. And it's not knocking about it. Again, anybody's entitled to give their opinion on anything, but again, you as the receiver choose to how much weight you're gonna put into it. And those kind of things why I always say when people you look at, just from mentorship receiving, my granny said all the time, a dumb ass know everything. At some point you gotta realize, what you know and what you don't know. And you looking at your immediate circle, how bright it is, how dull it is, how experienced it is, and everything. And it doesn't mean everybody has to be, up here or everybody got to be down here. It's just that when you're having certain conversations, you got to actually know certain things that you're thinking about doing. You got to be realistic and know where where that actual information can come from, and what you can do with it, right? And I don't think a lot of times people want to be honest with themselves in regards to somebody close to them. They're giving them advice, don't necessarily know shit. And nobody, you can look up to your uncle, father, brother, and they mean the world to you. They're great people, but nobody want to sit here and admit, like, damn man, they really don't know. They always telling me to do something, but they ain't did none of this stuff. And sometimes you just gotta, hey, maybe let that lawnmower run for a little bit, let them talk, but step out of it and then find somebody actually give you proper guidance and proper tutelage to head in the right direction. I kind of go back to, I remember when I was in the military, and I think this was a very, very important part of my life because I was like, 18 years old and started my military career. I was blessed. It was a brother named Jeff Taylor, he's a specialist. And when you first get into your military, a lot got to do with that first duty station. Not necessarily the saying that's going to be the catalyst of your military career, but that first duty station is very important because that's when you get a lot of your tutelage when you're younger. And the cool thing with Taylor was, I was girl hungry when I was a teenager. I 18, 19 years old. That's when my whole damn life revolved around chasing girls and stuff. And T was real cool because my whole life, anybody that knows me, I always been a hard worker. Always. My senior in high school, I played football, track, and soccer, but I always had 3 damn jobs during that whole damn time. I always did. I was just money hungry. Never sold no drugs, never did no crazy shit. But I'm just saying, I always been a hard worker. And anybody that knows me know I've been like that. And I remember when I got to Germany, T was like, my squad leader. He was telling me what's going on. And he was like, hey man, you want to go out? You want to go out tonight, man? We're gonna go to the club, man. Go meet some girls. Oh shit, man. My damn ears were flapping. I'm like, cool. He said, but we gotta do all this shit before we leave. And I'm looking at all this big ass warehouse full of stuff. And I'm talking about we hit it. We hit it hard. Hit it hard. And I'm all tired as hell, dusty and stuff. He said, man, come on, man. Are we done now? Let's go so we can head to the club. And that brother really taught me the whole concept of work hard, play hard. Because, he was very, very instrumental because I had a partner that worked in another warehouse that actually was with some people that, I don't want to call folk lazy, but they went by it now. We're working. And he got a lot of probably bad professional advice in regards to do certain things, cutting a lot of corners, doing everything. And like I said, I was blessed to get T to mentor me and get me in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? And that was very, very crucial to me, especially being so young. Because like I said, he was all about partying, having a good time, but taking care of business first. And that was so important for me as a young man to see that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people don't understand like hard work and then turn around doing that. As a kid, I really needed that, man. And that was real, real pivotal to me. And I know at first I was kind of like hesitant, but after a while, man, shoot, that's how I got, that's how I got down. And that was one of the biggest things that helped me, like, professionally, like, hey man, grind. Anybody know me? Like, shoot, once it's done, it's time to go party. And a lot of times people don't necessarily want to hit that switch. They don't want to make that commitment to success. And if you have people, not only that can give you advice and direction, but actually can show you, and not necessarily what would add to just showing you, man, roll their sleeves up and get down and dirty with you, man, come on. I've been lucky. I can't lie. But I will say this before even talking more about it. I knew when to be quiet and listen. And a lot of times you don't necessarily want to hear stuff that's not, comfortable with you, right? So I always just say to myself, you got to understand that you got to have some kind of confidence and respect when it comes to dealing with mentorship, right? Because how can you receive it if you got your ear closed up? How can you receive it if you got your eye closed up? Your mind is turned off from it. If you're like, no, from the get-go, what you doing it? And I know most of you have had conversations with people that no matter what you say, they still stuck on it. They're not even processing that, damn, you might got a good damn point. You really may have a valid point. And to be honest with you, those people usually are the same people that's kind of always stuck in the same position all the time. That may be work related, that may be life related, whatever, but understand that God gave everybody 2 eyes and a brain and a mouth to use for them. And just because you're doing something that works for you, that doesn't mean that another person can be doing something totally different that works for them. And what's working for them may be also better for you, even though you've had success doing it your way. You got to make that decision, just listen. That's why the reason the president has a cabinet. You have a defense secretary, agriculture secretary, transportation, all these bright people to give him data information. His job is to collect, process, and then make a decision from that. But again, you have to be ready for that. And you can't be combative when a person is trying to talk to you and give you some kind of guidance or education. You can't be combative. Like I said, when that guy was balling my damn notes up, throwing it at me, I didn't like it at all. I didn't like damn bit of it, to be totally honest with you. But I had to be realistic. I paid him. I came to him. So what do I look like arguing with somebody that I approach to help me, right? And a lot of times people don't want to necessarily be realistic about that part of the equation, that you reached out to a certain person to get guidance. I'm sorry, camera's kind of tilted, but I wonder, you have to humble yourself. You have to be realistic about about that kind of stuff, because if you don't, you're only going to get so many pieces of it if you get anything out of it. You have to understand that you may not agree with everything that this person telling you. You may not agree with none of it. But out of respect, you gotta listen because that one little tidbit, and I'm talking for a whole damn hour, or something they talk for maybe 3 or 4 minutes, game changing for you. And you gotta be ready for it, right? You have to be ready for it um, to be able to receive that. So many people never, ever, ever get out of their comfort zone to deal with people that could give them guidance, but the guidance ain't the way they want it. I've heard plenty of times, hey Poochie, it's the way you say it, it's the way you do it, and all that kind of stuff. I'm never disrespectful. I can honestly say that, and I think people vouch for that. I think I'm pretty articulate. I got a strong accent, but I don't think people have a problem with understanding where the hell I come from. And when I say come from, I'm talking about my opinion and my point. I want to make sure one of the biggest things my granddad always pushed to me was when you talk to somebody, you need to make sure they understand where the hell you stand. You leave that conversation. You need to make sure, no matter what it is, that person understands exactly what the hell you're talking about, right? You don't want to leave that conversation. Well, I'm not for sure what he meant, whatever. No, I think most time when you talk to Deonte Burden, you know what the hell I come from in regards to my opinion or what I stand for, my point of view. I think I leave people with that impression. They may call me a hole, but whatever. They have their words for it. But I know when you talk to me, you deal with me. You understand very damn clearly where the hell I'm coming from, right? Like it or not like it, but you're gonna understand exactly my point. And I think that everybody has to understand that the world is not gonna grant you um, guidance or education or knowledge in a way that you're gonna be cool with all the time. It's not. It's not. And sometimes you just gotta get out your feelings and be understanding that hey, that's how it is, you know, because the more you can push away getting knowledge and getting experiences, um, you may be missing out on certain opportunities in life. Okay, I kind of I remember just like part of the military. I got another great mentor of mine, a brother named Daryl Crawford. Man, Daryl real cool. Daryl had already been in corporate America over 20 years, and I remember I had a very different path of going in corporate America. My whole path of going in corporate America uh, didn't have any contacts. I ain't have a net or a damn network. So pretty much me, like a lot of my friends that I grew up with, we built everything we had. Our own contacts, our own network, helping each other out, but definitely have any kind of pedigree to have anything to fall back on. And D was really important because he knew because he seen himself 20 some years ago when he seen me coming into corporate America and knowing how to deal with white people, knowing how to and again, I don't mean that in a funny way. I mean that in a serious damn way because if you're not from a certain pedigree, you don't know how to deal with the majority of the people in corporate America are white. Um, a lot of them not going to be receptive uh, to a young, black, confident, professional man. And I was so lucky to get Daryl because he was real pivotal because a lot of my responses were naturally F this, forget that, I'm about to go this, that, and that. And it wasn't the best way to handle things. And I go back again, to my credit, I shut the hell up and listen. And D was real important in telling me how to handle certain things, how to cover my back. One thing I will tell you what corporate America did teach me was how to cover yourself. You sit there and talk to a person right now, and you can agree on something. For some strange reason, they email you like 2 or 3 minutes later to say the same damn thing. You be like, "Hey man, we just was in each other's face, man. Why the hell are you emailing me?" "Oh, just want to remind you, Deonte." But what it is, they all make some kind of paper trail, and I learned that's how a lot of things were. Everything was covered and covered, even though shook hands and spoke on it. A lot of times, if you're not thinking two or three, people asking you questions that they already know the answer to, excuse me, to see if you're lying, to see if you're, forgot something or whatever. Man, I wasn't used to none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be very honest with you. I damn sure wasn't prepared, and I took a lot of stuff personal, which I don't think I should not have taken personal, but the personal response would have been the wrong way to handle it. And I I tell anybody, if you want to go into that little trek, what's happening now? We're going on my name show. Um, anytime when you were looking at going into that corporate professional realm, you need some damn mentorship. You need some damn mentorship, especially a young black man. My God, because again, there are so many people that throwing all kind of sideways hooks at you. Unless you got somebody to help groom you with that kind of stuff, it's tough. And like I said, I was lucky, because D man, he taught me a lot, man, because woo, man, I know it was a lot of times, man, I just wanted to, MF this and y'all go to this, that, and that. And I never let anybody mistreat me or disrespect me. But the natural reaction a lot of times had to be kind of calmed down, because a lot of times what I had to understand, your natural reaction justifies a lot of their theories about you. Because when you respond to something that's kind of messed up period in an ignorant or emotional way, there are already their opinions and thoughts that he's ignorant, he crazy. I told you, he's wild black man, threatening black man, da 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 da. You justify it. Even though you try to say, well, they did this, they did that, and they're like, no, we didn't. That's not what we remember. But your response is magnified. Your response is what telegraphed out to everybody, right? And you got to be smarter than to do that. Same thing when we look at, you see some of the kids, and as I say, justifiably so. You see people get upset and angry, be where they handle sometimes in the public, where they may be handled sometimes by the police, maybe be handled sometimes by certain government workers. Your response is used a lot of time as a defense for somebody that agitated you. And I know that sounds crazy, but why they messing with them, you have a right to do that. At the end of the day, it's all about who's going to interpret it. Because again, if somebody wrong you, and again, we talking about do mentors matter. You got to understand, if somebody wrong you or do something wrong to you, the people that that did it for you, they can always be play the victim. They can always play that, they didn't do anything. But always gonna be televised or telegraphed is your response. You getting loud, you cussing, you raising hell, this, that, and that. Because a lot of times it can just be like, okay. I tell my sons all the time, like, look, man, you can't win an argument on the side of the road. You can't win an argument on the side of the road. You can go back and forth with the officer, ask him all these certain kind of questions. But at the end of the day, even if he's wrong and we can get it fixed, how much time are we going to spend? How much money are we going to spend? How much all this other stuff we're going to spend trying to get everything fixed? Give him what he need, get badgered or whatever, and I promise you that next morning we can go put in a complaint. I promise you we can go do this, that, and that. But when we handle things in an emotional, irrational way, cuss out our supervisor, cuss out our co-worker, send out, respond with all these different social media posts because somebody said something wrong with us. My ex-father-in-law about a month ago put some nasty stuff on me on social media. Nasty stuff. I don't know what the hell wrong with that man. I guess he just missed the prescription. But decision then. I ain't finna say nothing to that damn fool. I ain't finna do that. I'm not finna sit here and go back and forth with that man. Whatever, Hey man, what's done. Keep it moving with your life, whatever. Delete his post, whatever. Did I feel some type of way? Absolutely. Did I send him a little personal text or whatever? Yeah, I did that. But to go back and forth in public and have a reaction where they could affect me professionally, especially when I know I have a following and I have a lot of people that follow me and also look up to me, I can't handle stuff like that. I'm still human. I'm still a man. And God knows you grow me. Everybody know I got a damn temper, but at the end of the day, as we evolve, we grow, we gotta be smart in that. Man, my name shows I definitely had to work on this. Well, we all got to work on it, and I'm glad and I appreciate you admitting that. And I wish a lot of people admit the things that they have to work on with themselves. But the best thing is, number one, is that self-awareness. Once you know, man, that's something I need to work on, the beauty of that is, man, you can move forward working on it. The more and more we don't acknowledge our shortcomings, our tempers, our lack of want to listen, our lack of want to follow directions, our not comfortable with networking, things like that, we'll never address, we'll never take care of it. It's just like, that damn sink leaking, it damn dripping. And the shit ain't gonna do one thing, what? Get worse unless you turn around and fix it. So the first thing we do is that self-awareness. So I appreciate that knowing, okay, I have some shortcomings here. I have some things I need to work on and moving from there. And that's why I think mentors are so important from my perspective, because when you don't have people around you to highlight you and tell you, hey man, do it this way, man, it's rough going in that dog and trying to figure it out, And I can be honest with you, I got people that close to me, they like doing that. They like doing that. But I can tell you right now, I have no interest in doing that. That doesn't mean I always get the people in place to give me the right direction, but I damn sure try to seek it first, because I don't have time to be failing and wasting time and money trying to figure shit out when I can do stuff on the front end to try to figure it out. A lot of times, when I was growing up, I just didn't have no point of reference. I didn't know who to call, didn't know who to reach out. And as I matured and got older, I knew who to call, this person, call that person. And that kind of go like from an entrepreneurial standpoint. I got two people that kind of helped me out a lot over the years. My Uncle Charles and a brother named Artie Cobb, man. My Uncle Charles, he's self-made businessman. He got a bonding company, funeral home. He I've been like a point of reference over the years when I have some little tough questions. I know some stuff that probably he can only answer, because he's been a boss most of his life, and China, and he had that little transition from working to corporate, and he's pretty successful. And Uncle's been one of the people that I can just tell me, from that boss perspective, this is what the hell you doing wrong. It wasn't nothing about me working, but just like, you here, you can't be doing this. You can't be tired of doing that. You need to be here doing this here stuff. And it's crazy that sound, like when you're trying to, a lot of times people would be in business and they trying to do this and they're trying to do that. And the business making $5 and they want $5 damn dollars. Not understanding that I need other people in here doing the other stuff and I can bring home $2. The beauty of that is I can get several more people in there and make more than the two, because I got people that are making money from me. And having somebody have you your right perspective that you can't make all the money, because if you're trying to do everything, you're trying to do the social media, you're trying to do the posting, the copying, the fixing, the breaking, all that kind of stuff, shit, you're gonna weigh yourself thin, and you're only gonna be limited to what only just you can do. But when you get them legs and arms that are working for you, now you've expanded, you scaled up to do greater and better things. But I was one of the first people that kind of got that in my mind, because I kind of went into it with that mentality, let me do this, let me do that, I can do this, I can do that, thinking, okay, I was just so skilled and so talented, but understand, not really processing. I was young too, that the thing that I feel like, the thing that I'm trying not to do or keep in my pocket is going to hinder me from going next level. Okay. There's another brother, like I said, Artie's been a great mentor. Artie one brought me into 100, but just really same principles, just theoretically understanding, how a boss gonna think in regards to where you're at, and just really, especially in regards to the mentality you gotta have. Not that you think you better than nobody else, or not that you feel like other people are dumb, but you can't get caught up in ideas that if you worked with somebody would have, as opposed to somebody own it. Because I talk about that a lot. We're gonna have more in-depth conversations about, like, want to have that security, of the job, but you want this freedom of the boss. You going into work telling them what the hell you want to, what the hell you don't want to do, what you want to do when you come in, or this don't make sense, whatever. But that's not your damn company, right? You want to call the shots, but then you want to have this business out here, but you want guaranteed money. You want to be secure that you can have this amount of money, and the shit don't work like that, right? And really, he was very pivotal in me to kind of just have those strong ways of, like, look, don't be on that seesaw. Just understand that, look, man, you got to be mentally prepared for, where you need to be, and understand that you're not going to be secure. You're not going to be always in a happy place. You're going to be in this boss place. You got to be able to move accordingly. And I think far too often on either side, if you're just say if you're an entrepreneur or if you're actually working, a lot of times people don't understand that balance part. You want to go in, like I say, you got this job, you're doing well, but understanding it's still not your business. Also, somebody want to go start their own damn business and they can't really understand like this shit ain't guaranteed. I mean, y'all know tax season. Hell, I'm getting money 5 months out of the damn year. 5 months out of the year, I'm getting money. 7 damn months, I gotta figure shit out, right? So I'm just saying, from that 5, I gotta carry the whole 12. And a lot of times, people not necessarily equipped for that kind of thinking, right? However you want to look at it, that's just how it is. So those were people like my Uncle Charles and like Saudi, they were very, very, very pivotal in my evolution as a business owner, being an entrepreneur, and also definitely thinking outside the box. Had no damn idea when I left corporate America the success I'd be having as a damn talk show YouTuber, host, and stuff like that. But embracing new situations and also being able to adjust and pivot when things you want to do don't necessarily work. And I learned that, by listening to people. So, like tonight's show, we talked about do mentors matter? And again, this is Change Live, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. We stream live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. People have to understand how much you can do on your own, right? So you ask yourself sometimes, like, I don't really want to deal with nobody, and I got somebody close to me. I ain't gonna say his name. Yeah. He's one of my kids, but always telling me I got to do it on my own. I got to figure it out on my own. And I'm like, okay, don't trip, don't say whatever. But the thing of it is that can you do things on your own? And I think you can. Yes, you can do things on your own without mentorship, without guidance, without getting any kind of help. You can. But the question you got to ask yourself, and this is very, very important. Again, I'm gonna rewind this. Do you need mentorship? Do you need help? Do you need coaching or whatever? Do you have to have that? You can get away without having it. But this is the question you got to ask yourself. What will be the cost? What will be the cost? Your time, which is shit you can't never get back, right? 8 p.m. October 7th, 2021 is only going to come once in a lifetime, right? You can't recreate it. So you got to understand the cost, that time. You can't get your time back. Next thing is something you can get back if you can. And that be your money. You may be able to make the money back, but depending on how things fall, it's still a maybe. So your time, your money, and the other thing that you definitely don't know if it's going to come around another time, another point in your lifetime is the opportunity. So again, we said the time, money, and the opportunity. You can sit here and say to yourself that I don't need the person to talk to. I don't need this coaching, whatever. But you don't know if it's that you'll ever see in your lifetime that person sitting in front of you. I always remember, man. I always remember when I was at Georgia State in undergrad, and we had the entrepreneurial organization. And the entrepreneurial organization is named after Herman Russell, H.J. Russell Construction. I don't know if I'm saying the right name for the company, but Herman Russell was one of the first black developers in the city of Atlanta. And he was one of the founders of main donors for the Entrepreneurial College at Georgia State University. And I was part of the initial entrepreneur group at Georgia State. And this is what, 0102? And I remember it was like 8 of us. We had lunch with Herman Russell, man. That was just cool, man. And like I said, I remember, man, Herman Russell died, about 6 years ago? I don't know for sure. But it was real cool, man. I always remember we had lunch, but I always stick in my head, man. Even outside of the great knowledge, he had this big, damn, he had a big head damn diamond ring. Finger, man. I was like, damn, man. Like, he just took a hold, man. It was woo. Man, and he was older, but you see folks that glow, like, damn, I'm loaded. He had that glow, but it was so, going back to the point I want to get at, that man gave me so many tidbits about entrepreneurship and things I need to look for. And he, like me, even though he was way older, was from Atlanta, grew up in the inner city. I think grew up in Vine City and everything. And it was just so cool, man, to sit there right a foot away from H.J. Russell. He gave me all these different games. He telling me what I need to do in business. He's telling me his 2 sons, they run the company. how he chose which son to run it, thought process, how to do certain things. And so we talk about, again, a time, money, opportunity. Who the hell gonna have a opportunity to sit down with H.J. Russell, black millionaire in the city of Atlanta, that went through all that segregation, all that BS, grew with Martin Luther King, and then made himself to a self-made millionaire? Who the hell gonna have another opportunity to do that? So when we start saying, I don't want to do this, I don't want to listen to people, you don't know if you're gonna get a second chance. You sit there to go back and meet with some of these people or get an opportunity to put in for that promotion. You saying I ain't ready for it now, but shit, it may not never come around again. You saying you don't necessarily want to leave your job, but shit, next time you got some turmoil going on, you can't leave it. You have to understand that life ain't built the way you want it to be built. You can't necessarily be able to make decisions and do things when you ready for it. Sometimes you just gotta get the hell on and do it, right? And the sooner you can come to that realization, I think the better off you can be. And in closing, guys, I want to leave you guys with a couple things, really just to just soak in. We talked about tonight again, the mentors matter. This is Change Your Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. You got to be smart enough to know what you don't know, but you got to be even smarter to know where to go get that knowledge from. Again, you got to be smart enough to know what you don't damn know, but you also got to be more smarter to know how to go about getting that information. One of the main things we learned in the military was there's no excuse for ignorance. I didn't know. I wasn't sure how to do it. Man, nobody want to hear that shit. You go tell your first sergeant, your sergeant major that your ass don't know nothing. Mother, yeah, but got it. You don't get the F out of it's going to come. And that indoctrinates you to understand, shit, how the hell you don't know? Go figure it out. And keep in mind, this some 90s shit. This ain't now. We didn't have no damn Google, right? We had, I think, that first and the dial-up stuff. But all access to the information you have now, you have no damn excuse whatsoever, right? Make sure that you put yourself in a situation to be successful in life. That being with your family, your spouse, your kid, your business, your career, everything. You in total control of it, right? If you got somebody that can holler at you and give you some experiences, that can give you some game, holler at them. If you got to pay them, pay them. Do they guarantee you that you're going to have the results you want from it? No, they don't guarantee it, but you got to be real with yourself about that. What we got right here, mentors matter only if the intentions are pure. No one can go in trying to create mini-me's. That's a fair point. Dennis Taylor said, let me put this in there. Only if the intentions are pure, no one can go in trying to create mini-me's. That's a fair point, but I always say at the end of the day, you ain't got to agree with a person saying, but you do want to listen to them. Game ain't going to necessarily come the way you want it to be. And you got to be realistic. You can look at the person, tell you, hey, man, do this, do that, and that. But they not necessarily, and I appreciate it. Thanks for putting your comment. You're not going to always hear the best advice for you depending on your situation, because you got kids, you got a job on the other side of town, your spouse not working. So the opinion or the advice that a person give you may be good advice, but it may be best advice for them. But you got to be smart enough to understand that you gather information from different facets and understand how to process. That's good, but it don't work for me. And sometimes people can give you, like the brother just said, that could be people can give you some things that they got ulterior motives. They want you to do things that they want you to do it the way they do it, and this the way they used to do it, and shit totally different. I can be straight up with you. A lot of the mentors I got are 40, 50 years older than me. Not 40, 50 years, damn, probably 20, 30 years older than me. And the way they had incurred their success was in a whole different era, right? And because it happened in a different era, that's the way they do it. They went to email, virtual processing, social media age, and stuff like that. So they're getting from that perspective. But the principles are still kind of like the same. And you got to be able to navigate when you get in certain things. But that's a good point. Sometimes people going to have different intentions where they telling you and stuff like that. But you got to understand that when you get game, when you get knowledge, when you get opinions, how to process it, right? Because again, people don't have to talk to you. People ain't got to say shit to you. People can just sit there and let you fail and fall on your damn face. And so I do think you need to be appreciative of it, but you gotta be smart enough to understand, hell, I can't do that. That don't work for me. It doesn't. You gotta understand that and be mature enough with that. And that goes from, not necessarily selling for one person to talk to and everything. Mentorship is receiving the information, receiving the guidance. And it doesn't have to be from one person. It doesn't have to be from just, people that you think that are close to you. Get uncomfortable. Talk to folks you don't normally talk to. Ask. Most of the time, people that actually have success and experience, they'll highlight you because they really don't want to, see nobody else go through the similar things. You do got some folks that sit there and want to see you fail and all that kind of stuff, but most times they don't want to say shit to you. They just rather see you do bad and talk about it later and stuff. But again, the kind of onus is on you to kind of understand that this is your situation, and you getting that information and how to roll accordingly from there and everything. Let me see what we got right here. Appreciate the diamond, my name show. No problem, brother. You have to take what you need and what applies to you exactly. And that's what I'm saying from that we got to understand that people. I do think a lot of times, yeah, everybody got good intention, good hearts. You got some snakes out here in the world, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, we have to be honest with ourselves about what we don't know. That's why I say you got to be smart enough to know what you don't know. Smart enough to know what you don't know. Don't get yourself in a situation where you're trying to do things that you're totally clueless about. And so be even smart about how to go about getting the information, gathering the information, so you can put yourself in the best situation. And that's probably the best advice I can give anybody tonight. Again, this is Change the Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Tonight's show, we talked about, do mentors really matter? I appreciate everybody tuned in. Thanks for everybody that came in, gave feedback and stuff. Had a great show tonight. Make sure you go to my other YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar, where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. Got a lot of great information on that channel as well. A lot of great information regarding entrepreneurship, the grant videos. Got a lot of information to come down the pipe with Change Your Lives as well. So again, make sure you join that email list. It's in the description section, so we can see more great information. I got my tax course coming out. So anybody want to start their own tax business, you guys know I'm 20 years in the game. I had a decent amount of success and everything. I have the course coming out, not teaching you how to fill out a certain tax form, but teach you my method that I have with actually creating, starting, and running a tax business enough. So that's coming out, be out before the end of this month. I'll also be hiring for tax preparers. You guys know that I run a virtual nationwide operation with Majestic Business Service and also Majestic Accounting and Tax Service. Between the two businesses, we want to make sure we have probably about 100 employees this tax season running. So I'll be doing hiring. Probably by the end of this month, we start training up. Maybe by the middle of this month, which is about a week away. So I'll keep everybody abreast on it. But that's why it's so important that you do join the email list again. So if you're following us right now on Instagram, you don't have that information for you, but you can go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube or Change the Life, hosted by yours truly on YouTube. Also, the same channels on Facebook as well. Also got Mr. Short Dollar on TikTok. Also, give a big shout out to everybody, guys. Mr. Short Dollar on TikTok hit 10,000 subscribers. Again, we at 17 and a half now on YouTube, Mr. Short Dollar. Change the Lives. I think we right at 3,100, 3,200. I might be shortchanging us, but we didn't want to get the numbers over that. But regardless, I want to tell everybody I appreciate all you. I love you guys. I appreciate all love and support. I'm only an email away, phone call away. I'm gonna contact info is always in the description section. Want you guys to make sure y'all being safe out there, practicing all the stuff like that. Come over here about nobody getting sick. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.